I believe I ran out of fucking chocolate.
Let's go.
Alright. Aaron and I should be able to ride it. Yes, sir.
Safety first, everybody. What? My hands, please. Impressive, no? Rather strong enough. Yeah, that's the one. Let's go. Better keep up. Hut!
We'll meet
We'll meet
again.
again.
I'm
I'm going in. Without any kind of plan? Crush the opposition. Up, around. What's this? Oh, Mr. Nice Guy! Brilliant. No big deal. Like that? Nice work. Smashing.
How's everyone?
Good. How about you?
Just
Oh man.
Rock and roll!
Oh, my music just refuses to play. This dungeon has motherfucking cats.
Never miss! I'm going all out. Let's go get some carried away. You want to talk? You're on fire today. Fucking nice guy. time for horseplay!
Not too shabby.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Fish one of them bitches with me. Am I right now?
Death, cake, panic, cake, Michael.
Death. I told him man, jump back. Man, leave your whole punch back. That I really couldn't catch that. They call me hard food. I guess I'm in a bad mood now. Yeah, I guess I'm in a bad mood now. Yeah, I'm about to cause a typhoon now. Death. Yes. Wrong way on a one-way, yes. One thing I don't fuck with, pull up in a bitch, then party at the base. Life after midnight, Henny no chase. Life about to ignite when it's light off the balcony. I don't shook night with the case. Pull up the SK Saga Expressway, man like clay. You're feeling like SJ. Shout out to Acres and all of my essays. Chewy's in the cut, y'all could get messy. Welcome to the wasteland, you were just a waste man. 20-foot freeze on the wall with a spray can. Oh, I spray her like spray tan. All over her face like Ray-Bans. They spit no bars like this. Better throw them in the can like sardine fish. Going to Japan with an army bitch. Better make 100 racks off of RV bitch. Notice me sit back cause I'm going in. Ain't shit to do but just sit back and win. I just sit back and grin with this thought on my Snapchat. Sending me news but I never will snap back. Handle my business, I handle you black. The saga continues, your head in my backpack. Pour up that syrup but not on a flapjack. I ass like a pancake, they know I won't tap that fresh. About to cause an earthquake, that's death. You drown in a young wave, yes. One way on a one-way bless. One thing, I don't fuck with stress. When it's all said and done, gave you the sagas I already won. Now pump up that volume, I murdered the borrower. Don't look at my aura, apologies, none. Capers gone, apers on, I go gorilla. Yo, I might go kill it and blow up the earth. Hit a hater with the planet burst. Feeling like the fucking cannon burst. I don't like these petty scavengers. I might have a word with they managers. Dodging bitches like a challenger. Still dodging bitches like a caliber. No brake pads, no calipers. Hide the body out in Allenburg. Imagine boo, my final form occurred. In my lane and I don't wanna merge. Man, I laid them hoes down to rest. Respirator on my fucking chest. I've been ducking death, it's on another level. But to think about it, everything is blessed. It's the final chapter, hit him with the chopper. Torn apart, you better call the doctor. Sick of rapping about these Dragon Balls. Even though I body bag them all. Stop it!
Let's move. Yeah.
Where would you guys be without me? Not too shabby.
Have you paid your dues, Jack? Oh, Chocobo Link Strike.
My bad.
Man.
Watch yourself, Doc. I know.
How's everyone?
Good.
How about you?
Let's go.
This area's swarming with bugs.
What? You got that? Yeah, makes sense.
Whoa! You're right.
His rules just... There. Dutch Cove, those little jackets.
Thanks for the soundtrack, bro.
Outstanding, Doc. Yep.
Not too shabby.
Easy now. You're on fire today.
No big deal.
Set in. Try not to get lost. You get lost.
Alright, let's do this.
Ah!
That's just why it's so goddamn weak.
Let's go.
Not too shabby.
That's crossing the line. Nothing to it.
Not too shabby.
Setting on the target. All right, girl. I'll circle right.
Not too shabby.
Everyone.
Good. How about you? Looking at him.
Not the time for horseplay.
Bosco's barely hanging on.
Fuck. Come on, man.
I'm good.
We're alive! Let's celebrate by eating something
Fuck it. I'm taking another one. God damn it. Bullshit, man. Okay.
Everything in order? Yep. All right. Welter.
There's some things I want to tell you.
What's going on?
Come lie down with me. I just want to be with you right now.
Hello.
Hello. Some refreshments. Can we rely on you? You'll take on the job? Wonderful.
Yeah, let's try it. Fuck it.
We're all leaving.
Everything here is made lovingly.
You feel me with you right now.
Lovely. I'll bring it right out.
Bon appetit.
Bon appetit. Alright. Alright, let's see what we got. Wow. Let's listen to that.
Thank you. So please come again.
What is this from Opposite Access? Oh. Oh, really? Huh.
To get to, don't waste any time. New champion duel. I'm starting outside the ring. First of all, Snap Guy, Greg, how are you? I'm doing great. How are you? Great to hear you so far. Always try to do it. Can I shirt? Oh yeah, I love that shirt. I don't know how I can't do that shirt. Our shirt. You saw that I have once again in the fashion world. I did see that. And when Mark have oh, because she was wearing red-like glasses. With the leather jacket, and then the Jenna, I don't handle Jenna. That is, she handled the end of the shirt a la Susie. That's right, but when she doesn't have it. You can't see this obviously, but it is NWO black and red, Wolfpack.
Oh, we got the kind of Scully. What? That's kind of fresh. Kind of fresh.
Wolf Scully hat with the Wolfpack logo on the front and the NWO on the back.
Or is it the NWO logo on the front? That's however you want to wear it.
However you want to wear it. That's great. Shout out to my man, Wrestling for Sale on Instagram. Anyways, no more time to wait. Outside the ring, I'm going to get us started here because for the purpose of the speed, I'll let you guys comment. Because it's written down, Stack Guy Greg doing his job.
Let me just introduce myself, right?
Oh, yeah, say, hey, how are you, Brian Campbell?
I'm feeling good. Good vibes, if you will. Good vibrations. In fact, on this podcast right now, I believe that making you feel the rhythm is actually my occupation. So come on, let's do it. Let's feel these vibrations, right? Come on, right? Johnny D, break it down.
Wow, strong. Mark and the shout out to Donnie Wahlberg. Andre the Giant documentary officially announced from HBO, produced by Bill Simmons, who says it's like the dream sports documentary of his life. They announced it during Raw. V. Brian Campbell, go.
I'm really excited about this because, you know, obviously, if there's one wrestler that would create the most ridiculously awesome stories that would come off of that, it was Andre. You know, and listening to Bill Simmons talk about that, it seems like WWE had been very protective of Andre's legacy and how they were going to give out some of this hidden footage, a lot of these hidden stories. I just think this has the potential to really be incredible because everybody's got that story where they were on a plane and Andre drank 4 cases of wine and wrapped himself and passed out. I mean, it's just going to be incredible.
Yeah, what I'm interested in to learn is a little bit more. You know, I was listening to the wonderful, one of the big podcasts in the business today, and that would be the Brother, I call it the Brother Love podcast. You can call it whatever you like. And what they got into last week, shout out to Conrad as well, they were talking...
Yeah, shout out, that's a good pod. Shout out to Conrad. That's good stuff.
Yeah, really, really nice podcast. They were talking about Andre briefly in the Rick Rude episode I was listening to. I think it was the Rick Rude one. And talked about how, you always hear the same stories about Andre. But Pritchard was talking about how there is more to Andre than that. And he did take liberties in the ring at times. And though he was the sweetest guy and people loved him, he could be a bit of a bully. So I'm curious to see just how much we can learn about Andre from this documentary.
Footage I want to see, whenever there's a monstrosity, I love the old black and white footage. I heard he was a mover. That was one of his first jobs. I want to see him picking up furniture and passing it up to the second story window. There's footage of that of a young Wilt Chamberlain. That kind of footage always makes me want.
I know. I would love to just see some stuff we've never seen before. I've seen so much. There was you remember the Andre documentary that exists already?
A&E.
Yeah, exactly. The biography one. That interviews his best friend the whole time. What was that guy named Frenchie? And I just want to see more. I'm always into it. Like I said, I think Andre's importance to the company is sometimes understated. But when you walk into that building and you see the Andre statue and the hand, there's always Andre stuff everywhere. I mean, the level of importance, and I know some people say, oh, well, he was an attraction more than he was a great wrestler, whatever.
That's the point, though. That's the whole point.
That's the point. The level of attraction he was, the money he drew, is the reason I think the company really is what it is today. It's such a huge piece of it. Especially when you go look at those times, in the 70s and stuff, when you're talking about someone like Backlund being the biggest consistent guy, or even San Martino, let's be honest. Interesting guys. San Martino had his niche Italian audience, and people love San Martino as an American hero type guy. Not a spectacular attraction. Andre was the kind of guy who, when he was on the card, you had amazing attraction. So he's just so important, and such a monstrous. I just want to see more. Congratulations, we say goodbye, Sakai Greg. The Chavo Classic.
Yeah, this one, I mean, I think Brian Campbell might be able to speak more to this one being an NWA guy. But I mean, Chavo Classic, we lost him on Saturday. A member of the legendary Guerrero family. I didn't realize how influential he was to wrestling business, more so than just giving us Chavo Guerrero Jr. He was a multiple champion. He was very popular in Texas. He's the oldest WWE Cruiserweight champion, actually. He had a resurgence back in 2002.
Yeah, it's 50, right?
Yeah. So yeah, Wrestling World says goodbye to Chavo Guerrero.
Anything there, Brian?
I watched it in the 80s in AWA when him and his brother Mondo and the other brother that the name is escaping me, not Eddie, but the other one, they had a little run there. He's, best known for that NWA Hollywood territory run against Roddy Piper. I thought it was cool that Roddy Piper's son, Cole Toombs, who's an inspiring pro wrestler, had a really nice tweet, remembering all the times, he had with Uncle Chavo, if you will. So, it's a loss. I didn't watch Chavo's, I don't really remember Chavo's resurgence run when he came back and won that Cruiserweight title, but, part of such a powerful family that really left a mark. The oldest brother of 6, the father was Gory Guerrero, who was a Mexican legend. So, tough loss. He, as a lot of the tweets said, people that remember him, he did it his way. There was some ups, there was some downs, but he did it his way, and that's a legacy you want to have for yourself when all is said and done. Rest in Rosenberg's legacy, right? He did it his way. Okay, guys?
Thank you very much. Now, rest in peace to Chavo Sr., obviously. The importance of that one goes without saying.
Teddy Long,
inducted as the third inductee into the WWE Hall of Fame.
Yeah, yo.
Surprised, excited.
Both. Yeah, both.
Now, Greg, we know that you're surprised and excited because Teddy was black. But besides that, why else are you excited?
Well, honestly, I feel like I'm happy for Teddy though. Like, me and Brian were talking about this. D. Brian Campbell, excuse me. D. Brian Campbell. We were talking about this just before we went on air. Like, Teddy Long did everything. He was such a part of the industry for so long.
my tub right now. What is going on?
General
What is
manager,
this?
long time SmackDown.
Thanks for watching.
Also, ECW general manager. Started out as a referee, managed some tag teams and even some single stars. He managed Doom to a tag team championship in WCW. So like, he's been everywhere. He's easily somebody who could have fallen by the wayside and just been forgotten about. But I think it's cool if he got his name.
I really agree with you on that count. I mean, in one sense, I have frustration because you feel like sometimes I feel like someone gets thrown in there for like political reasons, but they didn't choose the right person necessarily in the order that I would think you should.
Yeah, let's put the cards on the table, guys. Pogo Beware is not a Hall of Famer. I even had a problem with the P-sheet, right? Like, there has to be a line, there has to be a level.
So it's really random, and I generally sometimes that can frustrate me a little bit. In the case of Teddy, what I like about it, I have to reference Bruce Pritchard's podcast one more time, baby, if you will, because I was traveling across the country, and he told a story about the Hall of Fame, and he also told some stories about Teddy Long. And Teddy Long is soul brother like me, baby. No, but Teddy.
That's your best word, by the way.
Thank you, but
Just pause and pause.
Thank you, baby, thank you. But Teddy did everything. And they talked about, Pritchard was talking about how there should be people who get inducted who are behind the scenes guys. And Teddy almost, I mean, he's not obviously not a behind the scenes guy. He is a talent. But that's only a piece to me of why he's deserved. His SmackDown work was not Hall of Fame. It was not Hall of Fame.
But I think it added to it.
It added. It let people know, and it made him a star. But he was a rep. He was a manager. He did everything. Furthermore, he was a black guy in the business, in territories in the South, all over the place, in a time when I'm sure that was not easy to do. Dealt with so much racism we couldn't even fathom it. So he did a ton of different things, and is a pioneer in a ton of ways. So if you're thinking about him going, holla, 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 which is what we'll hear all the time, that is the least of the important things when it comes to Theodore Long.
I fully agree. Like, the combination of the different roles meant a lot. And I mean, you know, he was one of the originators of that, from the late 80s standpoint, of that dirty ref sort of angle. You know what I mean? Like, Dangerous Danny Davis got more hype doing that because WWE at the time was a little bit higher profile. But I love the work, when Teddy Long was that heel referee, and then that led to that managing career. And I think, when he was managing teams like Doom, he was really at the top of his game. So I'm a lot more happier to see the versatile, some of his parts guy who had a really long career in different roles get in, than really some of the more questionable things. Like, look, I popped for the Bushwhackers, and Royal Rumble weekend, I actually watched one of the most repug matches ever. As like a 70-year-old Bushwhacker Luke was at a small indie show there. But I don't think that's a Hall of Fame pick. I'm more happy with the idea.
There was Lyndon McMahon has been confirmed by the Senate. Well, I'm changing over to this.
Now it shall be working for Donald Trump.
Yuck. His name is Yuck. Oh, he's gonna yeah.
Can I pause this and just say, like, Peters, you're getting access, you're getting life opportunities through this little, let's say, moonlighting gig you're doing with the WWE. You're expanding your profile, you're doing a lot of things, but you may have potential to get experiences that fans will dream about. And I hope one day I get a text from you that says, I put home office in the Stanford, I'm in the gym, and Vince is doing, double 45s on each side of the bar.
That would be if I was like, I'm in the gym and Vince going, damn it, I'm gonna lift this bar. You fat schlub. God damn it, he's too fat. That was that's
You know,
what
you
I
say
thought.
that as you're spotting him. That'd be fantastic.
I know. My number one thought when I debuted for the first pay-per-view, TLC. That's right. Thank you. Was that Vince would be watching and go, damn it, he's too fat. So the fact that hasn't happened yet,
Maybe that's why he loves you, because it accentuates the new smaller cruiserweight style guys who are ripped but don't have the larger size.
Yeah, maybe. Listen, good point. Maybe you're right about that. Now, but so Linda is confirmed by the Senate. They take the picture in the White House, which of course got moved around yesterday. Now that is the first, albeit minute, acknowledgement of the Trump administration by the WWE, and of course it didn't come from WWE programming. Did they put it out on their own Twitter or anything, or no?
No, I didn't see it on their Twitter. I did see it all over Twitter.
Well, of course, the wrestling world saw it, went crazy. Everyone chose the meme of Stone Cold as stunned 46% of the people in this picture, including the president. So obviously those things went everywhere. But I didn't see this as any real change from where they've been, which is not acknowledging anything particularly in their own.
Here's my question, though. You know, a lot of people popped for this picture for that joke, like you said. 46% of the people have been stunned. A lot of people are, looking at it as like, oh, these are the people that are going to run our country. I didn't care about that side of it. I was more like, let's look deeper into this picture and realize these are the people that are going to run our favorite company over the next 50 years. Because you have Shane's 3 sons in the picture, and you have Paul and Stephanie's 3 daughters in the picture. And Peter and Greg, when you look at those 6
We were
children,
not in the picture. Oh, sorry.
and they are in this picture, the 6 children. When you look at them, and look at their facial reactions, look at their aura and demeanor, which one is going to be, hence the third in waiting? Like, which one is going to be the one that is still going to be doing this carny thing we love at age 70? I think it's that kid on the bottom far left, because he looks like he has no cares in the world for this type of pomp and circumstance. He wants to get back to the pool, haul up Patterson, and book the damn territory.
Let's see. Let me kind of. That's what you just asked is one of the reasons you're one of the best in the business today. First of all, I'm a little disappointed by the history that their relationship has, of how generic the Trump they got was. They got a really generic thumbs up from the Trumpster. I also love.
Were you looking for a potential, crotch chop?
I don't know. I love the borderline rib that they're holding the picture of him shaving Vince's head. You realize that, right?
Yeah, that is a well said. That is a rib.
I mean, the fact that they're like, here, hold this picture because it makes the president look ridiculous. I mean, that he participated in this is obscene. All right, I'm looking at the children.
And are we saying that it's definitely one of the girls? Because I feel like right now Steph is way more ruthless.
No, we're saying the next one.
Well, that's part of it, Greg. That's a great distinction, because who is going to end up running this company for 40, 50 years may depend on who's more tied into that. And right now, yes, Stephanie's deeper tied into the day-to-day than she is.
But I'll be honest, but it has very little to do with how tied in the parents are, and much more to do with how passionate the kids are. Because we all know what family is.
But here's the thing,
who Vince puts over in the will, right? Because that's the ultimate. We talk about getting put over at Mania. The ultimate put over is Vince signing your name in the will, right? Because he's got his hand on that kid with a blazer. Maybe that kid's getting put over.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's a very interesting point. The kid, that's Shane's son, correct? That is Shane's.
All 3 are Shane's son.
All the boys are Shane's?
And all the girls are.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, is that not? That has to be an angle. Like, that's not real life.
Well, Shane touched on it when he came back. So he mentioned that he has 3 sons, and the company should go through
his sons.
Boys, yeah.
And she has 3 daughters. That is unbelievable when you think about that. I forgot.
Got him!
He mentioned that they are McMahon.
Got him.
Her daughters are
McMahon and Jace. Got it. Now, real quick. But that said, Vince may not mention what the grandchildren get in the will, right? Isn't it possible everything's just left to Linda and his children, and then the children decide?
It's possible.
But he definitely could.
Vinny Mac. That's why we love him, right?
I mean, it's a very good point, but I will say this.
I'm gonna have to go with the oldest boy, just because he had the smarts to jump ship and get on that side with. He's the only one on the same side with the.
Definitely the middle boy.
You got the middle.
The middle child usually has the crazier, wavier hair. I think the one in the with Steph's hands on must be the first one.
The one that Vince is touching with the long hair, he looks like the carry. I think he's going to become a worker himself.
Hold on, I have to stat this picture. That is definitely Linda's hand.
It's Linda's hand, not Vince's hand?
The
Yep, there is.
Now polish
Oh,
is a dead
great
giveaway.
call.
You know what? God, that is why you're the stat guy. That is unbelievable.
Wow,
work.
great correction there.
Well done.
The,
Anyways,
the future looks bright though. I think.
well, there's certainly a lot of them. And I'm sure, like I said, if I'm in that family, I think it's all about right away deciding that this is what you're going to pursue and making sure Grandpa Vince understands that. Brock
It's
Lesnar.
like, no, one more thing. It's like when you're a kid and your dad like owns a store, you have the confidence growing, as you become a teen that, I'm going to get into business. I've seen it happen. If you are these three sons and you've watched Shane jump off of a 30-foot cage through a table, you're probably going to have that same confidence that, like, this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life.
So you're saying they're gonna go in ring versus behind the scenes?
Well, it's probably both, but, first in ring and then graduate there. I'm just spitballing, but, why not, right?
Very good point. Brock Lesnar retires from the UFC. This is right up your alley, the Brian Campbell. Talk to us.
Yeah, it's not really a surprise, but this officially puts him out of any sort of drug testing, so that could be part of it. There's no need for him to get randomly checked now that he's not an active fighter. So he's now stepping away at what is he, age 40? I meant
39.
that, but 39. It's not a surprise because there's a lot of bad, press around his one-off return where he banked that $2.5 million, paid the small fine for getting popped twice for performance-enhancing drugs, had the exemption for the UFC to allow him to not get tested during camp, which was a very shady situation. I don't necessarily think, though, this closes the door for good because, look, Brock has established himself over the past decade especially as he's a money-hungry guy. He's a smart, calculated guy. All signs point to him being in the business still because he loves the money. He also loves certain challenges, which is a part of the reason why he wanted to come back at 200 before he got too old. I don't know that 3 years from now, when he's still in great shape, he may not want to try something like this again. And the one thing we know about heavyweights in the UFC is they age gracefully. They mature late. If you look at the top 10 rankings right now of the UFC heavyweights, I think there may be only one man below the age of 30. I mean, it's just sort of the way it is. So will we ever see him again in the UFC a couple years after this whole bad karma, goes away? I'd say, there's as good a chance as anything.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm starting to think that this last incident, the way things ended here, may be the straw that breaks the camel's back as far as him having his own interest. But there's not a lot of time to talk about Brock Lesnar today. We don't have a lot of time today in general.
Good catch.
Thank you very much. Although me and Campbell are working on maybe doing a bonus on Monday to give you some more because I'm going to be in Bristol. I'm hosting Mike and Mike on Monday morning.
Oh,
So,
who's your co-host?
Booger McFarland. What was that, Greg? You snickered.
No.
What was it?
Is that Bastion Booger or Jays or not?
Bastion Booger and Jason and Jay Williams. They are my compadres that day. So yeah,
Jay Williams of Duke.
that's right.
He once broke my ankle on court, on the ESPN court.
See, that's something I will not allow to happen to me.
Because the man limps from the motorcycle accident, so when he's playing pickup ball at ESPN, there are people on the court who are thinking, I can have my moment, I can go at him. And when he turns back into NBA mode, which he did on me when I went for a steal, crossed me so bad that I fell over and then waited for me to get up and then hit a 30-foot three in my eye and then twisted my nipple afterwards, I knew that, man, there's a gap. There is a gap between professionals and amateurs.
That's why I'm not going to D anyone up tomorrow. I decided already.
Warning to you not to step in. They're like, when you see Candace Parker out there, get away, Peter.
No, I'm not.
Stay away from the people who are taking it serious, right?
Stay away from the people who are taking it serious.
Gentlemen,
And what's the reward? What's the payoff of me playing hard defense? No one notices hard defense in this league. No one. The only thing that can happen is your ankle's broken. Nope. No thanks. I'll be there. I'll stand there on defense. But if someone makes the hard move past me to go to the basket,
God, it is what it is.
I believe that's how all-star games should be, period. Like, when someone goes hard to the basket, I mean, if you're really trying to score, it is what it is. It's the same as the real game, to me, the real all-star game. But invariably, there will be a couple people like Jason Williams and Baron Davis are going to want to show the world who's watching make the still ball. So guess what? Do that. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm gonna step back away from mine. You are not breaking me. Nope, not gonna happen. Ladies and gentlemen, this edition of Cheap Heat, this is brought to you by some people I'm very excited about. Sunbasket. followed prepare meals as WWE champion,
That nigga said,
and
"Fuck
it looks
that."
like the path is set for Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt, even though Randy claimed differently on SmackDown this week. The Brian Campbell.
Well, I don't know if the path is there. And that was essentially the theme of my SmackDown Live recap this week. It's an exceptional episode of SmackDown Live. I thought the Elimination Chamber was pretty good, hit or miss. Really one of the, you know, if you look back over the last 6 months since the brand extension, probably one of the worst pay-per-views top to bottom, but I did enjoy the main event. But I just want to put it like this. You don't really know. There's been so many subtle turns and dedication to storytelling and wrinkles in this overall arcing storyline of Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton that even though it hasn't been perfect, even though it hasn't always been must-see, if you go back to the first SmackDown after SummerSlam, right at the beginning of September, right the last week of August, it's really been consistent, though, that the only constant has been change. And the fact that we saw it again this week really kind of made me wake up and go, this has been presented as a top 1 or 2 storyline on SmackDown since the beginning. You know, these guys were the last 2 standing at the Survivor Series. Randy went on to win the Rumble. These guys main evented that pay-per-view last October ahead of some other title matches. And as of right now, this close to WrestleMania, we still don't know exactly how it's going to shape out, and we have enough of a tease to come back really interested in next week's SmackDown Live to see this Battle Royal. You know, does Luke Harper come out and we end up with a triple threat of just Wyatts? Does this open the door back up for AJ Styles to get back into this title picture? You know, like there's so many variables that the only thing I can say is well done, because WWE specifically the last couple months has really, it's almost an old school 80s build. I mean, this is going to be a 9-month build when all is said and done at WrestleMania. I have to look back and say that's kind of rare these days for them to put this much detail into it and for it to work and for you to be this close to Mania and not know exactly what it's going to look like.
Do you agree with this, Stack Guy Greg, or are you disappointed because it's kind of what everyone expected? At least as far as the win of the chamber.
See, I'm torn 50-50. I don't know how I feel about the predictability of it. I feel like that it was predictable didn't bother me as much as, you know, the execution towards it. And, you know, as much as I love Wyatt, I just think that throughout his history in the WWE, and I feel like they botched their chance to build him as this eater of worlds. So now he finally has, you know, he got to this point. I worry that it's just a matter of time before he's, you know, knocked down a couple of levels again, and then, you know, so that's where I am. I'm more paranoid than excited that this.
But you got props for that win, right? Did it feel good for you knowing how hard a guy has worked and how deserving he's been?
Oh, of course, absolutely. I mean, I thought about this the other day too. Last year at Cheap Heat on Radio Row, we interviewed New Day, Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, Sasha Banks, and Bray Wyatt. Since then,
You really remember that well.
hold on. New Day was already tag team champions. We're gonna set this to the side. Since interviewing with us, Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, Sasha Banks, and Bray Wyatt all went to the top. They all held the top.
You say that based on facts.
So I was definitely excited for him. I feel like that cheeky bump. I mean, he interviewed Goldberg, Campbell, and then next thing you know, he squashes Brock Lesnar in like 90 seconds. So I was definitely excited for that cheeky bump that we gave him to the top of the championship. But where can you go from here? How does, you know, that's what I'm worried about now.
I'll tell you, the one thing that struck me is when I saw him with the belt, it reminded me of why characters like him don't need a belt. Like, I was excited to see him win the title. I'm very excited to see him win the title, but when he has the title around his waist, I ended up. I felt like it's cool to see every once in a while to let you know that he's a worthy title holder. But I feel like his dominance and the fear he puts in people doesn't require a title.
I understand that thing, but I actually felt the opposite in that opening promo to SmackDown this week, where he had that leather jacket on, and I thought that was his character finally coming into full bloom. Like, he's had great promos in the past. He's also had promos that made no sense and were weird and went all over the place. The fact that he had that belt as sort of the validation and backdrop, I thought gave so much more power to his words. Hey guys, I've been saying these things forever, that I'm going to take over, that I am, you know, like all these weird supernatural things, and now it's happening. I actually thought that was him stepping into the peak of who he was supposed to be all along, and it actually gave him extra validation.
And listen, it's a reasonable take, and I'm not saying it's wrong, but what I felt just didn't didn't feel it was necessary.
I didn't think it was a surprise. I was surprised that he went over. I didn't think it was automatic. I was actually playing more the card of AJ would win it. That would set up an AJ, Orton, maybe Wyatt triple threat. So when Wyatt would break it,
Yeah.
Surprising title night, as David Maker of Shoes called it in group chat, the biggest surprise in WWE history. Naomi beats Alexa Bliss.
Oh my God, yes.
I 100% signature next to that and co-sign that the Maker of Shoes made.
explain, defend that comment of why that.
Because it's not about, we're not saying biggest upset, right? It's not the biggest upset. Surprise just being, they made at no point over the last year, with the exception of her getting a new look and makeover, has it seemed like Naomi has been someone who's getting any sort of anything. In fact, she didn't even speak until the last few seconds of the promo. Now, I know what Brian Campbell will argue. Yes, she didn't say that much because the mic isn't her strong suit, but she did hit her with that awesome kick, and then came flying off the apron for the splash. And I know you could go there and say, well, she made a big impact. But for, I think, anyone to say that they realistically thought that this quickly into an Alexa Bliss title run, who they clearly have serious interest in, that Naomi, someone who's sort of meddled and middled around over the last couple of years, would come out and get the clean 1, 2, 3.
Nick.
I would love to know who picked that this weekend.
And I'll add to that too. And I just would like to point to Triple H versus Booker T. That was a championship match that was set up beautifully for Booker T to go over and take the championship from Triple H. Triple H squashed him. And so with that in the back of my mind, and with it being February and everything, and like not to make this racial with all those.
Well, you already made a racial when you brought up Triple H and Booker T, which has nothing to do with this match.
No, but it did. But it's why I didn't have my hopes up. Even like Mark Henry and Rusev, when they were set up beautifully for him to beat Rusev, and Rusev was on that undefeated streak. They played the national anthem. Mark Henry's crying in the ring, and then he gets squashed. It's like I never get my hopes up too high because I don't think that the win is right there unless you won.
And for those reasons, huge surprise.
Yeah.
Why don't you like the win? And I'm not saying that I think it was good or bad as far as storylines go. I just thought it was
argument
exciting.
to be made that I'm not necessarily willing to make that Naomi hasn't proven herself to be a main event title level character yet. I think that's an argument. I don't know if I believe that. What I believe is that they haven't done enough in this feud to believe that she could step in there and go over Alexa. And I also think that Alexa has done such fine work since I thought it was a surprise when Alexa won the belt, right? In that tables match against Becky, I didn't know that they were going to push her that hard.
Agreed.
They did. I really feel she's lived up to it, and I thought she had much more business to do with Becky and the addition of Mickie James than to just give. I felt like this was too quick and too easy of a handoff to somebody who storyline-wise hasn't done enough to show you that they're ready to take that.
Oh, my man. Man, Logic. Shouts out to that dude, man. Show me love. Playing my shit on the stream. Shouts out to the homie Logic.
It makes sense. You know, I mean, did anybody care about Naomi Alexa? No, Greg, let's just be honest. Let's throw this out here. We've grown to be honest about the kind of wrestling fan you are, the kind of person you are. You are like my friend Scotty. You are, and by the way, I don't knock this because I think it is totally reasonable. But race informs a lot of your opinions. It does. It does. You root for literally. I don't know if you've ever not rooted for a black wrestler. The instant you start the podcast. I'll answer for you. You have.
Well, except for blackface Roddy Piper. Let's forget that over that.
Half black. Please.
But to be fair, though, when we bring up black wrestlers on the podcast, they've already done something major to even warrant
Oh, absolutely. And I'm not. And again, I'm not knocking you for this. I'm just saying.
I've never come on here and defended Andre Johnson.
No disrespect on my
It's iPads, right?
And
It's
I didn't defend Coco Beware just now when D. Brian Campbell said
You wanted to.
No, in fact, I agree with him. He's not. Although I did enjoy High Energy with Owen Hart. I mean,
It was
Beware
recorded.
is not.
But I did, by the way, Coco was way over. I do want to say that.
No, was Coco way over or was Frankie and the Dance way over? Because that Birdman dance and the music, like...
It was all over. And he did sing Pile Driver, so he gets credit for that. Real quick, I know this may sound stupid. JYD's in the hall, right?
I believe he is. Well, now I gotta check. His daughter inducted him, didn't she?
Okay, I think so. I think
Did
JYD.
they accept on his behalf?
I think he's in the first couple of classes. I'm pretty sure. I'm just making sure. But no. And my point is this, Stack Diagram. Removing the fact that it made you happy because it was surprising to see a deserving black talent who's been overlooked many times before. We all agree she's arguably the best athlete in the company. Besides the joy that it brought you and myself in that regard, because it did bring me a lot of joy. She's such a nice person too. Yeah, storyline wise, do you think it made any sense? Like, are you, besides that it's cool and a bonus, what does it do for you?
Storyline wise, I think they're trying to make it make sense. I think as it stands now, it doesn't make any sense because I feel like it would have been better for her to lose and then win in Orlando since they're making such a big deal about Orlando being
Do you now fear that the ultimate goal is for her to then just lose pathetically in her own hometown?
Well,
in
yeah, I
Orlando?
live in this perpetual state of fear when it comes to
Exactly, I know.
Even with the New Day, I was like, all right, they're gonna get to like a week before Demolition, and they're gonna lose.
No, instead they easily passed it.
Yeah, but I mean, so I guess that means I gotta have some hope. But I mean, I could see WrestleMania, so I can have.
You can't let go of that. I understand. I hope they. What do you think they could do here to make it really interesting moving forward, D. Brian Campbell?
No, I don't really know because there has been no layers to this feud.
Fuck.
There's like no real,
Even while I am
reasoning of why did it play together, of what they might have against each other. That, the only thing we saw was at the contract signing where Naomi was overlooked the entire time and then sort of said, "Hey guys, like I'm in this title match," like that. There's really been nothing there. That's why it's so surprising. Like again, I popped on the Zack Ryder type of pop. Like the
Of course.
you deserve it.
Yes,
You
you
break
deserve it.
through. But again, I can't even remotely see where this could go.
I think Zack Ryder's a good comparison too because he's like her. She's
Athletic and
long overdue for some type of championship run and this and that, and then
has the look, has the body, has the athleticism. On the mic struggles. There are a lot of similarities there.
and then when he gets the title run, it's like you're happy for him, but it makes no sense why at the time.
I hope Naomi can do more with that because she is, just from a pure talent standpoint, there's a lot that can be done there. I think it requires some creativity, though, to figure out how to use her well.
To answer
Did
his
she injure
question,
her knees sliding in?
I don't know if that was real.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a work or if that's real. But to answer your question about how they make it interesting, though, I think when Alexa Bliss and Naomi face off in their one-on-one championship rematch
Next week,
yeah, Alexa Bliss has to destroy her knee and sideline her for a little bit and have Naomi seem like she's out of the championship picture. Invoke her rematch clause for.
you can take it back from her.
Oh yeah, take it back, destroy her knee, and make us care.
And then set up Naomi to come back
in Orlando, and then I don't even want to know what's going to happen in Orlando if she has to fight for the championship. But that should be the match. Naomi as challenger in Orlando.
I think that's a great call by Stat Guy. Now, realistically, with what the card's gonna look like, that could likely be like a pre-show match. Which is kind of crazy for the championship, but this is the downside of having two championships.
I think it's got to be a multiple women match in SmackDown side. And yeah, that is pretty sure.
That is tough, though.
I think you're going to put all those SmackDown women in the same match.
And so this is what bothers me. We're supposed to be in the new era, and it's supposed to be different for women. And the one thing that is such a throwback to old WrestleMania is if you chuck all the women in one match.
But it's more about the brand split than anything else, right? Like you look at the Rumble card, for example, like SmackDown got the shaft in terms of not making the main card or some not even making the card at all.
But there are going to be two women's matches on the main card. I'm sure. At least. There will be at least two women.
When you say two women's matches, do you mean like two matches with all women competitors or like
No,
the
there's going to be
tag match?
well, no, I'm not even counting that. I wasn't even counting that. I think there'll be 2 actual women's matches. I think there will be. I think what we could be going towards right now. I was thinking Sasha, Charlotte, and we'll get into this in a second. Now it makes me think Sasha, Charlotte, Bailey triple threat match for one match, and then
People think Nia gets that too. I think the Raw, there's going to be a multiple women match on the Raw side that will make the main card, and I just really believe the SmackDown multiple women match is destined for the undercard.
And then you think the Nikki Bella John Cena thing is real?
I do. Yeah. You know, giving up the belt so quick, they allowed him to pocket that 16th championship so they can break Flash whenever they want to for number 17. You know, they don't have to set that up now. They can do whatever they want. Yeah.
I just think
Miz is not tied into anything either. The Miz has sort of been waiting in the bullpen.
I just think it's a waste of Cena and Nikki and Miz.
Yeah, but how about this? Did you see when Nikki had another backstage incident at the Chamber of Elimination with Natalia, and they bumped into Maurice, who had some makeup and powder, and it spilled all over her dress and got into Nikki's hair. And Maurice did not come out later for the main event with Miz. Was that like the planting of the seed for how that is, for how the women are going to have a grudge against each other?
I did. And I thought, that's interesting. She didn't say a word. She just got hit with powder and then sort of was like, gone. Let's take a moment while we bring that up. Do you guys want to talk about how good my boo, Nikki Bella, is? Anyone?
She doesn't have any friends though.
No one has her back.
No one has her back. Yeah, according.
But any confusion there? I thought they told a great story in that match. Nikki was at home, and I really enjoyed the story they told in the ring. I just think she's fantastic.
I like that they switched gears and did chain wrestling when we thought it was going to be a brawl.
Yeah.
And it showcased that Natalia still is arguably the top female worker that they have. You know, so that, that was cool.
Yeah, they did a lot of cool stuff I really enjoyed. I love the bump Natty took when Nikki hit her with the flying clothesline off the apron. If you saw how hard Natty took that bump on the outside of the ring, and then Natty comes back and throws Nikki back first into the ring post. And Nikki just bumps hard. Everything always looks really like she's getting her ass kicked. And
the question I gotta leave you with, though, because I gotta step away, is the Falls Count Anywhere match, which I'm actually looking forward to. I think it's the next step for that. But how do they get out of Nikki and Natalia to make you care about Nikki in a tag team match against Maurice and The Miz? I'll step away.
I need to answer one more thing. Campbell! Campbell?
Yes.
Before you go, I know you have something important to do at ESPN in Brooklyn, Connecticut, but real quick. Were you surprised that Nikki didn't just get the win in Arizona and put it to bed that day? Why not just put it to bed that day? If you're about to go a different direction,
nobody wins in their hometown.
I know, it really does seem that way. All right, B. Brian Campbell, we'll do some work on Monday, all right?
Catch up. I'm out.
There he goes. Oh, here. Drops the mic. Mic drop. He's out. Were you surprised, that guy Graham?
By the double count off finish?
Yes.
I absolutely was. I thought Nikki Bella had it in the bag. But it makes sense a little bit now that they're going with it. You know, have the blow off the Falls Count Anywhere match because so it could be that something.
Ooh, is Maurice going to come out in the Falls Count Anywhere?
I think so.
And then what? Miz is going to mess up Cena at some point in his attempt to get the title back?
I think Maurice attacks Nikki Bella and Miz and Maurice run down Nikki to the point where Cena now because so far it's just been women talking down to Nikki. Nikki's the fearless woman herself, so she doesn't even need Cena to step in and defend her against these other women. But when Miz steps in, now he has to jump in.
I guess they could get me to pop for that. But what you need to do, if you want to get that up, what I'm going to need is, when they go to attack Nikki, Breeze needs to attack her, Miz needs to walk down with her. And, you know, he's not really doing anything, and then he starts to get involved. And when he gets involved and starts setting up to do something to her, like, you know, even if it's just starting to yell in her face or grabs her wrist, which I don't know if they'll do that.
But Stephanie took a spear right there, so maybe.
Very good point. Never know. So whatever he does, right? You need to get the impression that she's being legit ordered by them both.
Even if he's just standing over her.
Right. She's scared. And then when you hear the scene of music after that, because we've never seen them on camera really in WWE, right?
Yeah, no, never happened.
It's only been talked about.
Right.
So that pop will be hot. That first time when you hear the music hit and he comes out to save her will be me.
Well, does the music even hit, or he just runs down?
I want music hit. I want confirmed music hit. I need that. I need this. If you're gonna do it, you gotta do it the right way. That's how you do it. I always think that run in without the music. I know it's old school, but that's not what we do anymore. That's not what the pop is from the music. And you need to sprint down there so fast that it barely gets before it even gets there, he's already there.
Right.
That's what I need, and I think I would actually pop for that. And you know what? I will say this. If WrestleMania is goodbye for Nikki Bella, and I believe it is.
Goodbye forever or goodbye forever?
Full-time roster, goodbye forever. Maybe see her again in some capacity. If it's goodbye, you know, I guess it would be nice that she get to do it with John. You know, I mean, they certainly appear to be locked in for the long haul, so that is nice. You know, she got to be a part of her sister's farewell.
Yeah.
So, and now with her sister pregnant, obviously she's not going to be a part of Nikki's farewell. So if it's with her boyfriend, I think that is nice. So, but how do we feel? As I said, we have a short show today. We do have to get to two monster things that we haven't gotten to. Number one, quickly, we have to save the best for last. Bailey winning the championship. Surprised?
No, because of the pattern of Charlotte losing Raw to keep her pay-per-view. And honestly, at this point, as great as the Sasha Banks Charlotte feud was, I would just much rather Charlotte still be in her first reign. I don't even care anymore. Like, this is ridiculous. This passing back and forth on the champion on Raw is ridiculous.
You just think it's too fast?
Too much, too fast. Way too fast, way too much. Like, I mean, Sasha, I get it. She had been on the chase for a long time, since before Mania, a couple of heartbreaks, and she finally got it before SummerSlam. It was perfect. She should still be the champion from then, but it just kicked off this back and forth pay-per-view Raw trade that it was ridiculous. Like now, to have Bayley in the mix, it's all right.
And by the way, it's not like you needed Sasha to interfere to give Charlotte a reason to hate Sasha. Like, she's got plenty of reasons to hate Sasha. They hate each other. So, I was really happy for Bayley. I'm a fan. I've grown to really like Bayley. I think she's an adorable baby face.
Agreed. I'll say this though, not to cut you off, but he didn't do the underdog role long enough though. Like, was she ever really an underdog? She came on and beat Charlotte, so like it's never like you doubted her abilities.
The only real fun here for me is going to be when Sasha turns on Bayley.
Right.
Because that's just what I'm waiting for at this point. Like, I hate to say it, but like the babyface Sasha experiment, good night and good luck.
No luck. They're out of luck.
You agree? You agree? That's what you're waiting for at this point, right?
Yeah.
I mean, is that what everyone wants? I feel like everyone will be excited.
Everybody's holding their breath for that. It has to come down sooner or later.
It just doesn't seem like this character for Sasha is right in some way. There's a tweak missing. It's been missing, and it's not her wrestling work, obviously. So I will be excited. Now, we somehow spent 45, 50 minutes, whatever it's been, and have not talked about what's that guy Greg called one of those mage turns. You said it was better than Shawn Michaels super kicking Marty Jannetty through the barbershop window.
Yes.
Well, you loved Chris Jericho being turned on by his best friend at the Friendship Festival, Kevin Owens.
Yes.
Why was it so awesome when we all knew it was going to happen?
Well, first of all, everybody says that. This is wrestling, yo. We all know everything that's going to happen. It's so much of it is so foreshadowed. I'll say the only thing we didn't see coming down the line was Rollins turning on the Shield and Hogan being third man in the video. Other than that,
Till Bobby Heenan said, whose side is he?
well, no, even Bobby Heenan saying that though, because Heenan always hated Hogan. So even Heenan having a distrust for Hogan in that moment makes sense. Because what after
He never trusts Hogan.
Yeah, after Hogan leg dropped him, what did he say? He said he's been waiting to say since 1983. I told you so. Like I told you he was a bad guy. Like I've been trying to tell you. So even that, wasn't really much of a spoiler. But this. Like this, just the way they executed it, I thought was real dope. I thought it was real dope.
Just having the party, how long it took throughout
The
it.
party was awesome. The gifts were awesome. And even though you can see throughout that KO was getting more and more annoyed.
But we've been seeing that.
We have, but it just was very overt today. I mean, not today, on Monday. It was just real obvious, and like I said, man, just the whole execution, the viciousness of it. Like, I think that for me is what put it over the top of the Rockers. The people made that comparison, and I said like, it's better than the Rockers' turn because one, it was more vicious, and two, I cared more about KO and Jericho than I did about the Rockers.
That was the only part I disagree with you.
People didn't care about the Rockers. Like people did not care about the Rockers.
Yeah, maybe not. They weren't as high on the card as KO Jericho are. But the KO Jericho friendship, to me, though it turned out now to be great when it first started, it just reminded me of every other random Jericho tag team for the part. Jericho, whoever it may be. There's been so many. He tagged with Christian, Edge, every Canadian there is. So that was the only part I might argue with you, but I was still totally entertained. I thought it could have been a little bit more brutal once they decided to go really brutal. I thought it, throwing them into a chair into the barrier, that's not enough for...
The powerbomb on the apron though?
The powerbomb.
Throwing him into the Geritron?
Yes. Yeah, you know what? You're right. By the time it was all said and done, you're right.
Somebody made a point to, I forget who sent the tweet out, but it was like, it said the glass always comes back to haunt you. And it showed Shawn Michaels throwing Marty Jannetty through the glass. And then it showed Jericho smashing Shawn Michaels' face into the Geritron, breaking the glass. And then now Jericho's victim of the glass.
It always comes back at you again.
It always comes back.
Hey, what do you have for us, Stack Guy Greg?
Junkyard Dog was inducted into the Hall of Fame. He was inducted in 2004.
That's right.
And the Mystery Guerrero brother that
And what else? Anything else randomly that happened that you dropped stats on?
No, but I do want to, before we get out of here, though, talk about just real quickly the Samoa Joe Sami Zayn beat down. I thought that was great too. How do you feel about that?
I'm kind of happy with everything that Samoa Joe's doing right now, and then I just read today that Samoa Joe will now be probably doing house shows with Sami Zayn. So that'll at least be something they're doing right now. Where that ends up going, we'll see.
He has a match with him at Fastlane too.
Oh, that's official? I should know that because I'm working at Fastlane.
Well, they'll get you all the paperwork.
Right. No, I'll be caught up.
Yeah, it's coming soon.
Don't you worry. I've been very aggressive about watching my WWE program. All right, guys. Rosenberg Radio on the Twitter or Instagram. Stat Guy Greg on the Twitter and Instagram. Stat Guy, where are you going to be watching my basketball game?
I'm going to be watching from Albany, New York. I'm heading out tomorrow, but I'm definitely going to have it dialed up.
You and your lady will be dialed in?
Yes. I'm praying for you, though. The last time I watched you was yeah, so I don't know if I even should watch it. I might be the bad luck, but I'm going to watch.
You're not going to be there.
I am not going to be there. So that
drive home was so painful.
Those negative vibes are not going to hit you all the way to nowhere.
I know. But this time I'm so focused. My hope is that I'm not too focused on staying healthy.
Right.
But I do think it's important to have in the back of your mind. Because I do think if it's in your mind, you could argue that in contact sports, you don't want to be too aware of anything like that. Right? They say you'll be half-assed. But basketball's not a contact. So as long as you're being mindful, I'm avoiding. My point is I'm avoiding contact.
What was the issue last time? Did we not stretch? What happened?
I barely stretched. I did a terrible job stretching.
Okay.
And the biggest issue I had that day was that infield was dirt. Right? The whole infield was dirt. and I didn't wear cleats. So I was slipping. When I was trying to move, I was just a mess. And I'm terrible at baseball. I'm more comfortable at basketball.
Well, I did see the one-handed with the mic in one hand
And the bucket.
Yeah.
I love how when I take pictures like that, then post videos like that, everyone's like, he's doing editing. I'm like, oh yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm going and editing fake videos to post my Instagram. That's exactly what I'm doing. Rosenberg Radio, Stat Guy Greg, B. Campbell, ESPN. We'll catch you guys next week. Whether you watch this week or not.
Get up! Everybody get up! Everybody get up! Everybody needs to understand that I'm more than simply a hype man for this rap group. Just like Geico is more than just a company that can save you money. Geico also has fast and friendly claim service, so they can help you when you...
Onward. Right.
I'm not gonna give a fucking.
I'm better than Naomi.
You weren't?
We're Patriots fan.
Yeah, congratulations. I mean, what a...
Tired, Daniel. Patriots while we were watching on the plane, which means I couldn't get sleep. You couldn't get sleep. Why? I didn't know you were such a Patriots fan.
Yeah, congratulations. I mean, what a season.
If they don't have too much on their plates, the Kings of Combat Sport podcast, John and Wayne. They talk about the things they did that day. And analyze the work of Kane, say Triple H. Smackdown, if you Smackdown, 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 Smackdown.
It's John Pollock and Wei Ting, another riveting edition coming your way of Review of SmackDown.
It's going to be good. It's going to be a really, really good one. I woke up this morning and I opened up a fortune cookie. That's the greatest show ever. Oh, I'm excited. We can edit now. Already. That's a great show. We ended it now? It would be good? Oh, it has.
Everyone will be talking about it. Did you hear their show? It was only 10 seconds.
Maybe it's just the tone of our voices, the frequency of our voices that makes it already so.
Is there a difference in our tone from late Monday night versus Wednesday morning?
I have to think. I feel like in the morning, maybe my voice is a little bit more relaxed. Somebody commented on, I like doing this every time.
Go for it.
On the, I guess on YouTube we get a number of comments. This one I don't even think was YouTube. This one was Twitter. Somebody said, I just listened to the review of Raw for the first time in months. Wow, Wei actually sounds awake. Wow, so that was the voice that I imagined he had.
Yeah, you gotta always alter your voice for a YouTube or Twitter comment to reflect.
Hey, quick shout out to Aaron K for sending us a screen cap of his wonderful live audio wrestling iTunes 5-star review.
Aaron K, today's show is just for you.
But yeah,
The others are just spectators. You are the person we're envisioning speaking to for the next hour.
everybody else just turn this off right now.
It's not for you. You're eavesdropping.
Let me read how great it is.
Go for it.
And when I say great, pretty much the same. But I don't want to circle. But if you do set right one, please send us a screen cap. And here's Aaron. Law is a must for wrestling. Period. Law is a network that covers all aspects of wrestling and combat sport from all parts of the world. You get your Japanese wrestling, British wrestling, TNA, Lucha Underground, NXT, MMA, UFC, and WWE. Plus, the greatest podcast ever from John Polak and Wei Ting with
How do you spell my last name?
Well, how do you think?
There's so many variations.
P-O-L-L-A-C-K, but that's okay.
That's fine.
From John Polak and Wei Ting with review of Raw, review of SmackDown, and review away. These shows are must listen to. So thank you. Despite the improper spelling mistake, and also essentially a review of Raw.
Well,
And review.
listen, this guy went out of his
That's
way,
okay.
so
That's
let's,
fine. You know what? You're still great. And if you want to get your feedback read out, maybe we won't do this.
No, this is a great idea.
No, I don't know. It's very ethical. We're just trying to talk. Hey, you know what they should do? For show feedback, instead of going to the message board, that's for show feedback.
iTunes? Oh boy.
Only read the 5-star one.
Yeah, we won't go in. We won't go elsewhere.
No, we won't do that.
I feel for wrestling podcasts, there should be a 6-star. That's so,
Yeah, I agree.
that's so big now.
6 stars, I know. I mean,
The whole medium's changed.
5 stars, I would say, is still, you know, the maybe one of the highest awards of wrestling have. But now, I can imagine wrestlers who receive 5 stars not necessarily being as thrilled. You know,
That's it.
6 stars.
Oh, trust me, people get very bent out of shape. Whatever ratings someone has. Have you seen the photo today? This was Linda McMahon's confirmation of the entire McMahon family meeting with President Donald Trump.
That's the whole family.
That's Shane's kids, Stephanie and Hunter's kids. Poor Hunter, this photo's going everywhere. He's got his eyes closed. And there's Shane in the back. Star of WrestleMania 33. Wow. There you go. Future headliners surrounding Donald Trump. This photo I had so many reactions to. Mainly just,
It's the authority.
my God, this is just insanity. Insanity. If you were to show me this photo 5 years ago and say this will be reality, and I'm just questioning, I'm like, that hell, if I showed you this photo 5 years ago, you would just think that it was some kind of PR photo. Yeah, where did they get the backdrop to the White House? Because how they wouldn't be allowed in the White House. Yeah. No. Donald Trump works there now. It's just insanity. Oh my God. You followed Michael Flynn, his resignation.
I don't know who that is. I get all my news from SNL.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I get all my calls. Yeah, do you feel like WWE has received or will receive any type of I don't know, backlash from Trump, anti-Trump supporters?
They haven't so far. No, not that I know of.
And I mean, I feel like they've done a great job of at least not making any mention on air.
They very distance.
Yeah.
Like not a mention.
Right. And
Other than maybe subtle.
but like, you know, you hear about I guess companies that are in support of Trump, and the UFC among them being one of those companies that I've heard mentioned.
I mean, Dana White spoke at the convention.
Yep. And I don't know how.
What's up, GLP? That's my soundbite of the year, 2020.
Personally, it has no effect on me, you know, whether or not President Donald Trump chooses to endorse the President of the United States. But I know there's some people maybe that feel very strongly about the issues.
That's right, God damn it!
Any type of, I don't know, effect on the business.
I don't think there's going to be that impact, especially now where you can definitely see there is that they don't want to mix politics within the body of the show, which in another generation, I'm sure they would have very much. I mean, you would have probably had a very evil authority figure on the show.
They've had Hillary and Barack on.
Oh, they've been steeped in politics in the past. I think with this one, it's such a divisive issue. And the fact is, I mean, Donald Trump's approval rating is in the toilet. That I don't think they want to touch it. I think they just look at it as a toxic subject that is going to invariably alienate a portion of their audience.
That's
So
right.
Why do we
Highly
need
this
this?
shit.
What is the upside to getting into
Fucking
this?
A, man.
Yeah, because it's such a divisive issue. I mean, on a daily basis is
The fact that
insanity.
Linda.
I think that plays a factor in it. They have skin in the game in this as well, literally, in Linda McMahon. So I feel they want to be hands off when it comes to what I'll call it is the disaster that is the U.S. political system.
As hands off as they could be, with with a member of the family in it, and I guess having photos like these circulate.
Yeah. I mean, photo ops, maybe that is their limit. One other thing I want to throw at you, Wade, is what are your thoughts on Josh Matthews' new online gimmick? Well, last week, TNA put out this new video series, My First Day. Actually, they've done past ones. Well, this was the first one I clicked on. And Josh Matthews stated that I'm the best at what I do. There's no one that can touch me. And I immediately listened to that, and everyone out there, they were going out crazy. But, oh my God, what did Josh Matthews say? And I was just, looking at past comments Josh Matthews has made, I think he gets a real kick out of just messing with people. And it seems he's gone full in here. And, I mean, these are some of his newer comments. Let's just stop. We can all agree I'm better than Tony Schiavone. This isn't a subtweet. I tag him, but he blocked me. And then he followed it up by threatening to leave social media, but then returned and said Tony was always in minor league baseball. Appropriate because he was always in minor league wrestling. And his final hashtag were the little boys. But yes. And where was the other one? It was I'm back. This was after his threat of leaving. Due to my negotiations to call Mayweather and McGregor, my call would be the only way. This is a super fight anyway. I'll stay on. I mean, how you can be taking this seriously is, it's pretty obvious. Now, I will state that I think he is doing a disservice as a play-by-play announcer, where I think the most important elements to a successful play-by-play announcer is credibility and likability. And he seems to be just enjoying playing this troll, essentially, on Twitter, because he's probably getting the strongest reaction of anything he's doing now because of these tweets and this video last week.
You can argue, though, that he never had credibility nor likability to begin with. And he's just kind of
going to double down.
Yeah, running with what he has. It's getting us to talking about it, I guess.
I guess we have not discussed Josh Matthews.
We have seen, though, how a heel play-by-play commentator has worked out in recent years, and it's usually not good. So
it took. I mean, you could say Michael Cole has never been able to shake that. Yeah. I think to a degree people have now separated him, but even when he stopped the heel character, I mean, that really hurt Michael Cole, who was, criticized at a time significantly, and I think people have grown to at least appreciate the style of job Michael Cole has to do. And we'll get into this on SmackDown. It's impacting that show to me a lot. It was very apparent on Tuesday's show. Yeah.
But with Josh, I mean, we haven't seen evidence yet that this is going to translate into his on-air play-by-play at all.
No.
It'll just be an online thing. I mean, I imagine this guy probably gets a lot of hate tweets, and maybe this is how he likes to deal with that.
Anything else you want to discuss? Have you heard the George St. Pierre news? Or should I leave it the MMA talk?
No, tell me.
Ariel Helwani reported this morning that UFC and George are on the verge of finalizing a deal for his return.
Alright, great.
What would be the fight for George St. Pierre to come back?
No, Bisping Connor. Bisping.
Maybe Bisping and Connor.
Yep. Connor, I think
that would be the biggest fight possible ever in UFC. I think that clears too easy. And it's a great bargaining chip if you want to entice Connor for his next fight. That's massive.
No one's talking about Woodley, though.
I don't think. If I'm the UFC, I'm looking at the biggest fight possible, and Woodley and Thompson, the winner of that fight, to me is just. If we have the option of a Connor, if we have the option of Anderson Silva, and Bisping, I think those would be the three that would be the most. Those would be the biggest.
Connor versus TSP would be crazy. But
is that? And George has said he would go to 155.
He stated this age.
And that's what he's stated in the past. He feels 155 could be great for him. I believe that fight is so big it could happen at 170. I think that makes
I guess win or loss doesn't matter. Everybody wins.
It would be gigantic. That could be your international fight week card in July. But we shall see. We'll limit the MMA.
All right, we're gonna be right back.
Valentine's Day in Anaheim. Anaheim, California. Yeah. As Goro did work in a California love reference.